All right, so let's say we're in some sort of situation where we're in a wilderness situation and our cell phone doesn't have any power, or we're in an urban area and we stumble across a broken cell phone. There's quite a few different things that are inside this that we can use. Now, keep in mind that we should have all this stuff like a compass and all that stuff with us, but if we don't, then it's good to know stuff like this. It's useless information, but just like everything else, you never know when this useless information will come in handy. So let's go ahead and crack this sucker open and see what we've got inside that might be useful in a situation, survival situation, anything like that. Now I'll just grab I'll just take this back off. Okay, so now that I've got everything kind of taken apart, I wanted to show you a couple of different things. First of all, the battery. I've heard that you can take and use a battery and some steel wool to start a fire, and as hopefully you can see on this, if you do this, you can create a spark. I don't know if you can see that. It's very small, but it's like a 1 in a million chance, I think, so kind of like the movie Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance. I wouldn't depend on something like this, but you know, it does create a spark, so that is what it is. Another thing you can do if you've got some headphones is take a piece of wire from the headphones, make sure you strip off the outer coating, and then take a piece of that wire, and then you've got somewhere on your phone there's the speaker, and the speaker has a magnet. So what you can do is take one end of that wire and kind of magnetize it. And then what you should be able to do is once you magnetize that, you should be able to find true north. And I'm just using this bottle cap and a little bit of water. You're out in the wilderness, you might find a leaf or something like that that'll just get it to float on the water. We'll put that on there and let that settle a bit, and it should point exactly where north is on the compass. We'll let that sit for just a minute and see if it spins around to where it's supposed to be. Alright, so you can see that's pointing at north. Now, the next thing you can do is a part of this circuit board here, you can see that this stuff is pretty easy to break, and it's actually pretty strong too. Now, what I've done is taken this piece, and you can take a rock and form it like that. What I did was, makes it a little bit easier if you have your multi-tool with you. You can just chip off some of these parts, chip off the corner right here, and then just kind of sharpen it up with your rock like that. And then what I did was take some 550 paracord. I'll take a strand out of here. Then I've got this stick that if you just put a notch right in the stick right there, you can take your circuit board arrowhead, so to speak, throw it in there right in that notch, and then take your cord. I don't know if you're going to be able to see how I do this, but I create a loop and then put it on there, and then just start wrapping around that loop, and you'll see why I do that here in a second. Get this as tight as you can. Wrap it all the way around there, and then I take the very end of this, push it through the loop, if I can get it, push it through the loop, and then just kind of hold that there, and take this other end of the string, which is the other end of the loop, and just pull that down, and it tightens everything nice and tight in there. Now what you've got is an arrowhead that's on there pretty strong, and you know, you might need a bigger stick than this, you know, if you're going to make a spear or anything like that. But decent weapon out of the circuit board. You can also use the case, the shell. This might not be as easy, and it's a little bit more flexible. Also with this, you have the option for these shiny surfaces right here. Could be, you know, some sort of signal mirror or anything like that. I'm not sure how the glass would work on the front. Could also, you know, if you could get the light to reflect right, maybe start a fire. Who knows, kind of the same odds as having that. Like I say, with all of this stuff, you should have a compass with you. You should have your multi-tool, your knife, all of this stuff, a Bic lighter, your flint and steel, your mag bar, all that stuff, to make sure you don't need this. But you know, like I said in the beginning, the useless information might turn out to be useful someday. So that's it on this. You know, if you guys have any ideas about what you can do with some of the stuff inside a cell phone, let me know in the comments below. Make sure and subscribe to Survivalist Prepper, our YouTube channel. And we also have the Google Plus community, which is the Survivalist Prepper Apocalypse, that you can join too. And we have the SPTV and a lot of stuff going on over there. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to everybody later.